Good morning. Welcome to What's Happening in Talladega. I'm your host, Donnie Miller. I'm not Jimmy Dale, so I'm Donnie Miller from Talladega. I'm the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce in Talladega and Lincoln and Munford. With me today is the Revenue Commissioner for the Talladega County and also the Executive Director of the Pilgrimage Council in Talladega, and Miss Cindy Pennington, and welcome to the show, Miss Cindy.
Thank you. Good morning.
And Cindy's here because coming up next weekend is one of the annual events we have in Talladega. It's April in Talladega. And Miss Cindy's here to kind of tell people if you haven't bought your tickets, you still can. But Cindy, April in Talladega, this is an annual event. How many years has this been going on?
It has been going a little over 40 years now.
Wow, that is unbelievable. And I can remember years ago, my mom was part of it, and my wife's been part of it, my sister's been part of it. So it is a tradition, which it's the houses, you say, they ain't got that many houses, but we have a lot that turn over 5 or 6 years and do it all over again.
We do. Mm-hmm.
So this year's event, how many houses do we have?
We actually have 4 homes, and then we have a couple of other places that are historic that I'm going to talk about as well that are on the tour.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, folks, yeah, like I said, April in Talladega is a great time for the city of Talladega. It's beautiful. It's going to be a great weekend, and we hope that you can come by and get tickets. You can get tickets at the Ritz. You can get tickets at the Chamber of Commerce. But let's talk a little bit about the houses. I mean, which houses are on the tour for this year?
Okay, we actually have 4 homes. We have on 613 East Street South in Talladega, we have the Kendrick home, and that's owned by Andy Kendrick. And it's a real pretty house, and it's painted pink, and the front of the house looks so pretty. The yard and all, he's really been, they've been working hard out there to get it ready for the tour, and it's on East Street. Most of these homes actually are on East Street this year. And then the Davis home, Dr. Jimmy and Becky Davis, and that's at 1010 East Street South. And that home was built around 1840.
I was going to say, that may be the oldest house that you have on the tour
I think
this
it
year.
is. Yeah. And then we have the Abernathy Shaw home at 504 East Street South. And we have some new owners there. They've only owned it a couple of years. And Sarah Warren and David Styling, and they are just so excited to be on the tour.
And this is a very unique house as well. I mean,
it is really unique, and I knew this, and someone reminded me of it yesterday. An owner named Ms. Abernathy, who was owned it many years ago, before you and I were ever thought about it. She actually was known for taking trips around the world. She would sail around the world. They said there's no telling how many times she sailed around the world. I just thought that was interesting.
That was very interesting. It probably brought a lot of things back to the house to decorate with,
yes,
for sure.
We also have the AIDB, the Institute for the Deaf and Blind, the President's Home is on the tour, and that's at 300 South Street.
And that is a beautiful house.
It is a beautiful house.
It really is.
And then a couple of other places we have, the Presbyterian Home has graciously allowed us to have Weatherly Hall, which is an older building on their campus. And the Presbyterian Home is a beautiful campus anyway. A lot of history there in its beginnings and everything, how it got started. So those folks have been very gracious to allow one of their buildings to be on the tour. And we're also excited again this year, Talladega College has graciously allowed their museum, the Harvey Museum, to be on the tour with the extremely beautiful, historic Amistad murals.
Right, and if you haven't seen these, the museum is open pretty much all the time. Is that correct?
It is.
So it is. If you can't make this April in Talladega for other events,
yes,
please try to make it, because these are some beautiful murals. They've been traveling all over the United States of America. They're back home at Talladega College. So do what you can to try to see these. But you're right.
And those are valued at tens of millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Exactly are, and they're well secured in that building for sure. So.
And they tell the true story of Amistad.
Yes.
And so very interesting. But those are just some of the stops on the tour. I'll talk about a couple more in just a moment. I did want to tell, there are 3 historic districts on the National Register in our in Talladega.
Oh, yes.
There are, of course, the Silk Stocking District, which is what we've been talking about mostly this morning, but also the Downtown Square is another district
Right.
that's on the National Register, and then also the Talladega College is on the National Register as a historic district.
And it's amazing. Like I said, Talladega has so much to offer, and that's one of the things April and Talladega does. It does bring everybody to see exactly what Talladega has,
Yes.
and it's great.
So in all three of those areas will be highlighted on this tour. The square is going to be home to a block party on that Saturday afternoon. I tell you what, let me just go over some of the schedules. Is that okay?
That'll be fine, yes.
Okay. On that Friday, which is April the 11th, we will have the tour of homes that I just mentioned from 10 to 4. And then at 5 that evening at Heritage Hall, which is a Jemison Carnegie building, we have a wine and cheese reception from 5 to 7 that Friday evening. So, and then on Saturday, again, the tour of homes is 10 to 4. And then we have a luncheon that day. We also, I forgot to mention, we've got a luncheon going on Friday at 12 o'clock on the square. Tickets for that are separate, but we're going to have some good chicken salad and pasta salad and all that kind of stuff.
Someone called yesterday and asked exactly what was going to be there, and I think I had to call the caterer that was asked exactly what they were going to have. It's a cold plate type luncheon,
Yes.
but should be really good.
It's going to be really good. You can buy those tickets online or at the Chamber, Heritage Hall, the Ritz. We've got several places you can purchase the tickets. But yes, we'll have a luncheon again on Saturday. It's at 11 a.m.
Okay.
on Saturday, 12 o'clock Friday, 11 o'clock Saturday. And then at 1 o'clock on Saturday, we have our Ghosts of Talladega Cemetery Tour. And we have someone working hard on that. And, you know, there's so many people who played a part in Talladega's past, buried there at Oak Hill, who were very prominent in the community over the years. So they're going to come back and visit us for just a little while on Saturday and tell us a little bit about what all went on and what they did before they left us.
It is a unique experience if you've never been there, because they do a great job telling the story of Talladega.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. And then on Saturday from 2 to 6 on the square, on the north side of the square, is our block party. We've had some ladies working hard on the block party, and I want to tell a little bit about that. We're going to have food trucks, bouncy houses. We're going to have a caricature artist.
Oh, wow.
It will not cost you anything to come and have your caricature of yourself done. My husband and I had that done a couple years ago. We love it. We framed it and hung it up. I mean, we love it. Balloon animals, face painting. We're going to have a game truck with video games. So I know my older grandson's going to love that.
That's right.
We're going to have a live DJ and some cornhole games going on. We've ordered a new backdrop this year with the April and Talladega logo, so you can stop and have your picture made and post that on social media. So those ladies have been working hard. Our food trucks will serve everything from burgers to seafood, kettle corn, barbecue, snow cones. I mean, we've just got it all there.
Now, are they you're having extra vendors there as well selling stuff on the side?
We are not this year.
Okay.
However, that brings up something else I needed to mention. Thank you for that. From 9 until, I believe, 1 on Saturday at the Talladega Public Library. So while you're there at Heritage Hall, you can also stop in the library, and the various vendors will be there.
Okay, all right.
And I also wanted to mention on Saturday, Heritage Hall, Art on the Lawn is coming back this year. And there will be numerous artists doing painting outside on the lawn. And they'll be under a big tent. And there'll be some other vendors out there as well. Some bake sale. Talladega First Methodist Church will have their bake sale that they're famous for.
Oh,
They'll have that.
There's some great cooks at First Methodist.
Yes, there are. And they will be at Heritage Hall out there with the artists, and as well as a few other vendors. So you've got vendors there at Heritage Hall, art, and a few others. And then right beside it is the library for some arts and crafts and different things.
Well, I tell you what, folks, if you haven't made plans, you need to make plans. April 11th and 12th. All-day events on Friday, all-day events on Saturday, ending up with the block party. And if you haven't never been to the block party, it's a fun and exciting time for the family. Not just adults, but for the family, the kids, everybody. Bouncy houses and everything else, like she said. And tickets are how much?
Tickets for the tour are $20, and for the luncheon are $25.
Okay.
And again, any of those can be bought online at aprilintalladega.com, or you can go to the Chamber of Commerce in Talladega, the Ritz Theater, or Heritage Hall.
Right.
And one more quick thing, Donnie, I did want to say, all the proceeds that we make always go back into the community for historical purposes, to help with historical buildings. In the past, some of those have been the Hall of Heroes on the square. Also, we've helped with the Chamber at one time, do some work there, the Ritz Theater. So different areas have benefited from different places, different buildings have benefited from our proceeds.
And while you're in Talladega, there's other things to visit. We have the Hall, like Cindy just said, the Hall of Heroes, the Visitor Center next door to the Hall of Heroes is something you need to visit. We also have small shops around the square area, LMO, Blush and Bashful, Turner's Design. All of these will be open all day Friday and all day Saturday. So spend the day in Talladega, or spend the 2 days in Talladega. Just enjoy yourself, because Talladega has a lot to offer, and this is one of our biggest events. We'd love to have you. You're welcome in Talladega. But Cindy, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
And thank you. I appreciate the invite.
No
Always
problem.
enjoy it. And one more quick thing. Heritage Hall will also have an exhibition going on the inside.
Oh, that's right.
Both days. And that is a quilt exhibition. And there are some beautiful quilts.
There are.
So need to go by there and see that.
And
Valerie White
and
does
this
a
is
wonderful
actually
job.
art from all over the state. These people from all over the state
Yes.
that bring this stuff. So it should be very interesting. But if you're out there, please come. Talladega's open for business. We're open for this April in Talladega. We're excited about it. And Cindy, you and your group do a great job. I want to thank you very much for coming. And for What's Happening in Talladega, I'm Donnie Miller. Good day.